There was a man at this Ottoman time known as Sabbatai Zevi. I encourage everyone to Google this man. Sabbatai Zevi was a man who claimed to be the Messiah. He was a Jewish man, brought up and raised in Ottoman lands. And he claimed to be the Messiah in the mid-1650s. So Sabbatai Zevi began gaining a large and large following. He was raised in modern-day Macedonia. Modern-day Macedonia, Montenegro, those areas. And he began gaining a large and large following across Europe. England, France, all these areas. And he took them to Ottoman lands and he claimed, I am the Messiah. When he converted to Islam, many of the Muslim community were uplifted. Now this man converted to Islam. But some were skeptical. And they called him a term known as Donmeh. There's no English equivalent, but basically this is Ottoman Turkish, not modern Turkish, nor modern Arabic. Ottoman Turkish. Donmeh, it means convert, but not a real convert. Like it's a convert, but with a negative connotation. It's like a bad convert. So Sabbatai Zevi and his followers became known as Donmeh. And what he founded was something called crypto-Muslim Jews. There are people who are outwardly Muslim. Back then, your appearance, what you would wear in your clothing, would be able to tell you apart. So Muslims would wear a big turban. The Jewish rabbis would have the clothing of a rabbi. They have the kippah and they would have Jewish clothing. So Sabbatai Zevi, when he converted to Islam, became outwardly Muslim. And he would pray during Ramadan, he would fast during Ramadan, he'd pray his 5 salah. But inwardly, he remained Jewish. And what he would do is he would still fast during the Sabbath, or he would still read the Hebrew. And so Sabbatai Zevi and his followers, when they got found out for not being true to the Islam, were exiled back to their homeland, and that's where they died. Modern day Macedonia, Montenegro, that area. What happened is the Donmeh began becoming very, very powerful in Turkey. And we're going to touch on someone who was part of the Donmeh very soon, later on. You get into 1914. 1915, there was a battle known as the Battle of Izmir, where one man becomes very famous, and a very famous man and a very famous member of the Donmeh. Who knows what this guy's name is? Anyone knows what this guy's name is? Mustafa Kamal Ataturk. Mustafa Kamal Ataturk in the Battle of Izmir gains huge power, gains huge influence. He was the defender of Turkey. And Mustafa Kamal Ataturk, this is a fact, it's a matter of fact, is that he was a member of the Donmeh. He was a descendant of the Donmeh. Whether or not he had that intention, the cryptic Muslim Jew, whether he was not that or not, maybe. But whether the fact of his descendants as a part of lineage, he's from Thessalonica, which is Greece. As lineage, he is part of the Donmeh. This is a fact of history. Conspiracy or no conspiracy, this is a fact. Then you get 1919 to 1921, the Turkish War of Independence. Following the Turkish War of Independence, who was led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, you had the canning of the Ottoman Empire and the declaration of the Republic of Turkey, 1922. The end of 1923. The independent war ended in 1922.